What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this, not so, beautiful, not so beautiful Tuesday morning, ladies and gentlemen. But we're here to talk about our Arizona Cardinals. As you already know, we already have 30 people in the chat right now. Big shout out to everybody that's currently in the chat. We got Jack already going ahead and super chatting it up. Thank you so very much, Jack. I'll get to your contributions here soon. Definitely everybody, appreciate everybody for coming through. We are going to continue to talk about the Arizona Cardinals and why we haven't heard anything about the firing of our head coach or GM. The Arizona Cardinal fans right now are pissed. The Arizona Cardinal fans right now want their voices to be heard, and this is going to be the spot for you guys. If you're looking for a spot for you to, to come and have a therapy session, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. If this is your first time here, definitely go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. We are on the road to infinity. Like I've been saying here for quite some time, we're trying to grow this channel as big as we possibly can, and I need your guys' help. Definitely subscribe it up and smack the like button. We have a lot to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We absolutely do. We're going to talk about Budda Baker. We're going to talk about DeAndre Hopkins. We're going to talk about that horrible play that we ended up seeing from Antonio Hamilton and what we're seeing about this Arizona Cardinal team just moving forward, right? Like, I don't think that this Arizona Cardinal team really has any oomph. I don't think this Arizona Cardinal team really has anything to fight for. Now, I know that a lot of us want the Arizona Cardinals to continue to fight and go through with trying to win more, right? We're not trying to have a bad culture, but I know we talked about this a little yesterday, right? Like we said, like what culture, right? But I think the truth of the matter here is that the Arizona Cardinal team, regardless if we don't want them to tank or not, we're not going to win all 6 games. Like it's just the truth of the nature. We might win one, we might win two. There's so much bad vibes, bad energy, bad juju going on within this organization right now. And it stems from more than just one person, right? It stems from more than just Keim, than more than just Cliff. And if you truly believe Kyler is one of those guys as well, then it stems from more than him as well. It's a team that has no fire. It's a team that has no leadership. It's a team that has no desire to win. The culture here right now is absolutely struck. So let's get to these two contributions here real quick. I've got Jack coming up clutch with the 2 super chats. He says this: I said it last night that Bidwell has favoritism for Steve Keim, and every Cardinal fan knows that Michael Bidwell isn't going to do anything. This is Steve Keim's fault. And with no effort in a free agency and trade deadline. Oh, facts. Oh, 100%. And that's the thing, right? So here's a situation where I think we need to kind of step in as fans, right? The days of the Arizona Cardinal fans being complacent, the days of the Arizona Cardinal fans, having a day or 24 or 48 hours over and we stop talking about it is over. From this channel moving forward, my main job and my main mission is to go ahead and get them out of this front office. It has to happen. Like, it's absolutely insane to know that the Arizona Cardinals are not a good organization. I don't know why they thought that they were going to be able to win more than 10 plus games this game or this year. It's wild. It's absolutely wild to figure out that we're in this situation, and it all stems from Michael Bidwell, and it stems from obviously Steve Keim. Now, one of the things that we've talked about, verbatim, is that we can't do anything about Michael Bidwell, right? He's a billionaire. Unless we all somehow gather money together and get billions and billions of dollars together to drop it in the desk of Michael Bidwell, there's nothing we can do about him, right? We know that he's kind of showing the traits of his dad. We know that he's kind of showing signs of being very, very complacent. We understand. We're right there with you as well, but there's nothing we can do about Michael Bidwell. The only thing that we can do is basically show Michael Bidwell with what's happening with Steve Keim. Now, is it going to work? I don't know, right? That's a story for a different day, but I do think that our voices still need to be heard throughout the entirety of social media. It's the first thing that people should be doing when the Arizona Cardinals post on their social media, #FireKeim, #FireCliff. That's what we should be doing moving forward. Let's move over to Jack with another super chat. He says, Steve Keim has been in the front office since 1999. So him and Bidwell are longtime friends. So we know that won't be a change at GM. And see, that's the thing, right? Honestly, that's the thing. That's the frustrating part as Cardinal fans, right? We're sitting here with the hope and prayer that the owner has our best interest, right? We're hoping and praying that our owner has our best interest as Cardinal fans. That's what we're hoping for. And truth of the matter is that we love an organization that doesn't love us back. That's the truth of the nature, ladies and gentlemen. We love an organization that doesn't love us back. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks because truthfully, if Michael Bidwell knew what was good for him. He would know to get rid of Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury. First, Steve Keim, obviously, because of what we've seen so far, in this year for the Arizona Cardinals. It has to happen. Like, it's absolutely wild to know that we're here right now. Something needs to put in front of him right now and tell him, hey, this needs to happen. Because it's wild. It absolutely is. Now, I did see something on Twitter here, ladies and gentlemen. Back into 2016, the Arizona Cardinals have not had a double-digit win since 2015. That's wild, right? With the exception of 2021. So we had a double-digit win in 2021 with 11 wins. In 2022, we're not going to hit double digits. In 2020, we had 8 wins. In 2019, we had 5 wins. In 2018, we had 3 wins. In 2017, we had 8 wins. In 2016, we had 7 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, the jig is up. The jig is up, ladies and gentlemen. It has to happen. There's no more complacency. There's no more thoughts of the Arizona Cardinals, they're getting better. No, it's over. It's done. The biggest thing that we can do right now, ladies and gentlemen, as Arizona Cardinal fans, the biggest thing that we can do to help our organization or our fellow Arizona Cardinal fans is to completely continue to do what we're doing right now. Hashtag fire Keim, hashtag fires Cliff. The best thing we can do at this very moment. Now, I want to go ahead and pay some attention to Budda Baker. If you guys don't know, I made a video yesterday pertaining to Budda Baker's post-game interview with Cameron Cox from Fox 12 News. So definitely shout out to him for getting this audio. But I want to get your guys' take on this whole situation with Budda Baker, right? Because truth of the matter here, ladies and gentlemen, this is very, very concerning, especially with the leader like Budda Baker in our defense. Doesn't feel like the Arizona Cardinals front office or the Arizona Cardinals is playing, right? Like all of them are playing 100%. Like that's crazy. So let's do this first. I want to show you guys the play that the announcers completely went ahead and ripped us a new one, essentially, right? The Arizona Cardinals played yesterday against the San Francisco 49ers, and the announcers Joe Buck and as well as Troy Aikman were on the call, and this is what Troy Aikman actually said. I believe it was him that said it, but let me share my screen here with you real quick, guys, and this is the play that a lot of people are talking about pertaining to Antonio Hamilton just giving up on a play and not basically playing at all. So check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think.
Like Garoppolo and Kittle, but this is embarrassing for the Arizona Cardinals. At the end of this play, I mean, he's wide open, but at the end, how Antonio Hamilton doesn't come up after all the tackles he made last week.
You see that number 33? Do you see that number 33 right there? Let's go back real quick. Number 33 right there, right next to Ayuk. Look it, just pulls up, doesn't do anything. What an absolute disgrace. What an absolute disgrace and a disgusting thing to see as an Arizona Cardinal fan, as an Arizona Cardinal football fan. Seeing something like that is absolutely bogus. It's crap. And this is the play that everybody's talking about right there, that the Arizona Cardinals are a losing organization. The Arizona Cardinals are a losing team. And this is what a losing team does. Antonio Hamilton had an opportunity to at least touch him, to at least make the attempt. Now, are you going to bring him down? I don't know, right? That's a story for a different day. But because we saw that, ladies and gentlemen, that's already telling. That's already telling that this team right here does not want to win. This team right now has so many different thoughts of the offseason. They're already planning their vacation. They're already planning it. The Arizona Cardinals are a 7-loss team in the 2022 season with 4 wins. We are who our record says we are. And play like that with Antonio Hamilton, just absolutely disgusting on primetime game, pulling up and not even making an attempt, is absolutely bad. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So that's the play I wanted to show you guys. Now, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on Budda Baker's thoughts, in the post-game show following this game. So let's listen into our leader, Budda Baker. And this does come from Cameron Cox from Fox 12. So definitely shout out to him in the audio.
Looks like your playoff hopes are done at this point. But what do you say? There's not much to say at all. I mean, they beat us real bad. They had a great game plan. We felt like we had a great game plan. First couple series went well, and they just, they kind of took the top off a little bit. And, kudos to the San Fran 49ers, but, for us, wasn't good enough at all.
feel like guys played till the end, played hard till the end?
No, I don't. But that's
Oh, there you go. There you go. Blood in the water, ladies and gentlemen. Blood in the water. Budda Baker coming out here when Cameron Cox ended up asking him, do you think that the team played as hard as they could till the end? Budda Baker straight up says, no, I don't. I don't think that they did that. Now, DeAndre Hopkins also had a press post game as well, and he actually said something kind of similar but more cryptic, I guess, more than anything. He didn't want to straight out flat saying, no, I don't think so. But I mean, what he said, right? People need to look ourselves in the mirror. Stuff like that is basically insinuating, at least in my eyes. You guys can go ahead and perceive it the way you want to perceive it. But DeAndre Hopkins essentially kind of said the same thing as Budda Baker, but Budda Baker flat out said it. Budda Baker came out and flat out said, no, I don't believe that the Arizona Cardinals, everybody in this team, played to the full of their ability. Wow. Absolute wow, ladies and gentlemen. I can't, like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. One thing I fear is that we're going to be losing players like Budda. Right? We're going to be losing players like Budda, like DeAndre Hopkins, stuff like that. Players that actually want to win. That's one thing I fear. Now, obviously, I don't want to, get ahead of myself. I don't want to, think too much into the future because we have a lot of problems in 2022. And a lot of people are looking for those answers, right? We're scrounging around. We're trying to find the nearest answer for the Arizona Cardinals. And it's not so easy just to pinpoint, right? You can't just pinpoint and say, this is the problem. You can't. Because there's so many problems with the Arizona Cardinals. So many problems with the Arizona Cardinals. And to me, I truly do think that Cliff lost his locker room. I truly do believe that Cliff Kingsbury lost his locker room. There's no fight. There's no desire. There's no desire to win. This was supposed to be the Arizona Cardinals window for a Super Bowl. This right here was supposed to be the Super Bowl window for the Arizona Cardinals. It's year 4 of Cliff, year 4 of Kyler Murray, and this was supposed to be our window. Whether you believe the Arizona Cardinals were Super Bowl bound in the beginning or not, this was supposed to be it. The way that this team is built is so darn clunky. The way this team is built is so darn bad that how can you build a consistency when every single year it's a different thing that they're trying to do? Keim is not the right answer here, ladies and gentlemen. Keim is not the guy that's going to get us a Super Bowl win. Neither is Cliff Kingsbury. If you don't believe that when I said this 2 years ago, I hope you believe that now. Because we don't. We don't have culture. We don't have what brings people into the locker room. We don't have what brings these free agencies in, right? These free agent players in. We heard players like Terrell Suggs straight up said that he want the money. Well, he didn't say it, but we all knew Terrell Suggs came here for the money. Jordan Phillips, Sam Bradford, come on. This is a terrible organization. This organization is run from the top and it hasn't changed. And why do we think it's going to change next year, right? Why the hopes and prayers from some fans, right? Why the positivity? Why? This needs to get rebuilt. This needs to get burnt down. Whatever happened, it's not working. Whatever happened or whatever they try to create, it's not working. If you don't like Kyler Murray, that's fine, right? That's a debate for a different topic. That's cool. But truth of the nature is that he's our quarterback. Unless he gets traded out, he's going to be the guy that the Arizona Cardinals are rolling with. But if something that, if the Cardinals want to do something, they can do something. You got to get rid of those two people up there. You have to. It's insane to me that we're sitting complacent. Michael Bidwill's sitting on his hands right now. It's so wild to me that they're not listening to the fans. And we're not just being dramatic. We're not just being, one of those things where it's just like, no, we're a laughingstock of the NFL, of the NFC West. We're the little brothers, and it's never changed. 2015 was the best year we've had in a very long time. And before that, 2008, 2009 era. Other than that, everything else was just garbage, 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 garbage. And it will stay like that because Michael Bidwell's the owner and he refuses to do anything. Let's get over here to MCK with the super chat. He says, guarantee if we keep Cliff, we'll draft another wide receiver in the first or second round because he just needs more weapons for his system to flourish. Well, not only that, right? But we're going to get a 5'9" quarterback. We're going to get a 5'9" wide receiver, 5'8" wide receiver. And then people are going to start saying, oh, this is the next Tyreek Hill, ladies and gentlemen. This is the guy we all been waiting for. And that's the frustrating part as a Cardinal fan because we went through it. We've been through it. We've seen the trends that's been happening over and over again, right? We need to build an offensive line for whatever quarterback's back there. If it's Colt McCoy or Kyler Murray or somebody else, we need to build an offensive line. Because if Colt McCoy needed to get rid of the ball in 2.26 seconds versus the Rams, what's the chances we're going to get a wide receiver to go up the field in 2.26 seconds? You know what I mean? It's like we need a play to develop. We need an offensive line. And the Arizona Cardinals and Steve Keim has failed to build us an offensive line. It's been like that. It's been like that. There's no changing the ways of Steve Keim. He's going to tell you things like, oh, I can't believe he was there, right? I can't believe he was there, ladies and gentlemen. And people eat it up for some odd reason. I never got it. I never understood why people hold so true to this Thanos-looking MFer. You know what I mean? I don't understand it. What has he done for the Arizona Cardinals? Nothing. He's done nothing for the Arizona Cardinals to prove he's even worthy of being the GM. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's listen into DeAndre Hopkins. He does say, he takes a different approach than Budda Baker. Obviously, Budda Baker comes out and flats out saying that he doesn't feel like everybody played 100%. Now, Cameron Cox asks DeAndre Hopkins the exact same thing. Does he feel like, we did that? Let's listen into what D-Hop ended up saying.
Got an ass whoop. I mean, good old ass whooping. That's all it is. Shit. It's football. There was a better team today. A lot of stuff happened. I really can't pinpoint one thing. They executed. They converted on first downs. Obviously we didn't win the game, man. Shit, it's a lot of stuff happened.
You're a guy that always plays hard. I just asked Budda if he felt like everybody played hard to the end, and he said no. So I ask you the same thing. Do you feel like everybody played hard the whole game?
I think every man has to look themselves in the mirror and turn the page to the Chargers. I'm not a person to say who played hard and who didn't. I think in the NFL, every person has to look themselves in the mirror.
And I'm just going to stop it right there. There is an additional 40 seconds left in that clip, but that's kind of all I really wanted to kind of hear, at least at that very moment, right? Pertaining to DeAndre Hopkins, he took a different approach. He said everybody needs to look ourselves in the mirror, but we've been looking ourselves in the mirror for like the beginning of the year. What's going to change? Like nothing is going to change, ladies and gentlemen. We're saying the same things over and over again. Cliff Kingsbury looks very lost. I'm honestly starting to feel bad for Cliff Kingsbury, not because I want him to keep his job, but because he doesn't know how to fix this poisonous organization that starts from the top. He doesn't know how to fix it. He absolutely doesn't. Now, I'm not saying I feel bad for him, keep him for another year. Hell no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, literally, there's nothing that this man can do. This guy he's lost in his eyes. You can look in a man straight in the eyes and he's dead inside. Cliff Kingsbury right now feels dead inside. He doesn't know how to respond to the media. He doesn't know how to respond to adversity. He doesn't know how to get this quarterback fixed or this offense. And we're just going in circles. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Because Michael Bidwell refuses to make changes. And that's what the big frustrating thing here for Cardinal fans. Let's move on to this next super chat. We have AZ Sports Girl says, I remember at the beginning of the season, Bidwell saying Keim was going to be aggressive. He really absolutely did nothing. Exactly. And that's the thing, right? To me specifically, as an Arizona Cardinal fan, in my mind, in my brain, I hold and retain really random, stupid things, right? Things that probably shouldn't be retained in my dumb brain, right? But I know for a fact that when the interview happened with Michael Bidwell, he came out and told us the fact that Steve Keim was going to be aggressive, that Steve Keim was going to know what the next job was going to do, and we saw the complete opposite of being aggressive from Steve Keim. Why is there still fans that have this level of optimism? What's going to change? Nothing is going to change, ladies and gentlemen. We want a Super Bowl, not a 10-digit win game and then get destroyed in the playoffs. We want a Super Bowl ring. That's what we want. That's the end goal. That's what teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, that's what like the Green Bay Packers, that's the teams with the great culture, that's what they chase for, not for development. We look into things like development. Oh, the Arizona Cardinals have got better from, week 1 to week 4. We've gotten better. Who cares? Who cares? We want to win. Bring somebody in here that will take the participation trophies out. Bring somebody in here that will take the participation trophies out. I'm sick and tired of hearing the same things over and over again. We've gotten better since we were last week. We're going to fix it. It hasn't been fixed, ladies and gentlemen. It's done. This is football. You get paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to get the job done. So get the job done. I never understood why people are so complacent, and maybe it's because they've lived through this longer than I have, right? And they're just dead inside, and that might be it, right? They might be just immune. That might be what it is. To me, no. Hell no. I created this platform with base of telling you guys the truth, and I'm going to continue to build this platform exactly the way I see it. And the Arizona Cardinals right now are a dumpster fire of an organization, although I love them because they're from Arizona. They're my team, but we do know that they got some flaws. The flaws start from the top, and that's Michael Bidwell. The Arizona Cardinals, and I see somebody in the chat say the Cardinals always suck. Yes, and that's the problem. The problem is people don't want to talk about the Cardinals after the Cardinals lose. Straight up. Tell me why we have multiple different channels of what I do here, right? I am just a 5%, I guess 3% of what the NFL fan base is here in the NFL, right? Tell me why, if a Miami Dolphins team loses, tell me why a Patriots team, if they lose, a Green Bay Packers team, if they lose, any other, any other fan base out there, that if they lose, they want to talk about it. What do? We hide. We go into the sheets. We go into the corner, knees to chest, and we don't want to talk about it because we're sad. We're pissed. You know what gets things completed? You know what gets jobs done? With your words and not hiding. The Miami Dolphins fans, man, they don't care. Win or lose, they're talking about their team. Verbatim. Patriots the same way. Green Bay Packers the same way. I wish one day our culture changes. I really do. Because I'm so tired of living through this same crap over and over again. And hearing from the same person, right? Not the same person. Like, it's a different person, but their same message that they try to preach over to me. Oh, we're getting better. Oh, do you want to get everybody in the draft a superstar? Oh, we need to develop. I'm done. Shut up. Stop talking to me. If you're not talking about a winning mentality, I don't want to have a conversation with you. Let's move on to the next super chat here. We got Sober Life with the $5 donation. He says, Cardinal fans win or lose, but this shit show is a true embarrassment, especially to all of us who's been ride or die from the get-go. Yeah, exactly. 100%. And I know the Arizona Cardinals fan base has gotten bigger with Kyler Murray. I know truthfully, deep down in my heart, that this fan base has gotten bigger or has gotten the exposure that we have because of Kyler Murray, right? When you bring an explosive player like that, somebody that can do a lot with his legs, athleticism, throw the ball deep, make magical plays, it brings a lot of kids, a lot of people, a lot of new group into this organization. And that's who the people that are coming up and try to say some positive things. There's nothing positive about it. Like my guy Anish said yesterday, you can't put lipstick on a pig and not call him a pig. This organization is an absolute dumpster fire. And if nothing changes, we're going to keep seeing the same things over and over and over and over again. It's wild. Back into 2016, ladies and gentlemen, I said this a little earlier in the stream, but I really want it to sit in your mind. Since 2016, the Arizona Cardinals have not won the division. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that back. Yeah, I'm right. So since 2016, the Arizona Cardinals have not won the division. Have not won the division. 2016, we have 7 wins. 2017, we had 8 wins. 2018, we had 3 wins. 19, 5 wins. 2020, 8 wins. 2021, it was an anomaly. We had 11 wins. And now we're sitting with 4 wins in the 2022 season. What is changing? Nothing is changing. Nothing is changing, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're dealing with right now. As an Arizona Cardinal fan base right now that seems to, all we want to do right now is bicker about, oh, you're wrong about Colt McCoy, right? It's what they want to bicker about. Oh, you're wrong about Colt McCoy. Oh, you're wrong about Kyler Murray. Who cares? This Arizona Cardinal organization is going through some absolute terrible shit right now, and we're trying to figure out what's going on with this team. Who cares that people were wrong about Colt McCoy? Who cares about people were wrong about Cliff Kingsbury or Kyler Murray? It doesn't matter. We just want to win. And the Arizona Cardinals are doing far from that. It's wild. It's absolutely wild to see this. Man, some days I look at other fan bases and I'm like, man, kudos to you guys, man. You guys built something up pretty good here. And it's frustrating to see what we saw with Antonio Hamilton, man. It's really frustrating to see what we're seeing. We have somebody with a question. How many rotations of the offensive line had? I think a lot. I think it's definitely 7 + 8, something like that. We've had a lot of injuries for the Arizona Cardinals, 100%. Now, and one thing that I'm fearing as well is that we're going to be chalking this season up until injuries. Like that, I truly do feel like by the end of the season, we're going to be chalking this season up to injuries. Like, oh my God, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have to worry about it. We had so many injuries. We're going to run it back. Guys, trust me when I say this, everything's going to be fine. That's one thing that I fear. I fear that we're going to be hearing that. And then people that don't really follow the Arizona Cardinals, like, we do here on this channel, they're going to be, oh yeah, injuries. Yeah, for sure. Injuries happened. Oh, watch out next year. Y'all, the Arizona Cardinals have never won a Super Bowl in Arizona. What's going to change? What's going to change? The culture is bad. Nothing is going to change for the Arizona Cardinals at all. Let's get over here with my next super chat here from Alex. He says the young guys need to play more. I love our veterans, but they haven't been getting the job done lately. Yeah, facts. I mean, you're right. I want to see some more Majay. I want to see some more Cameron Thomas. It's time at this point, right? Here's the issue, right? I feel like a lot of people going into the season, or at least a lot of offensive and defensive coordinators. Now, we don't have to worry with the offensive side, but defensive coordinators like Vance Joseph, he's looking for another job, right? He's looking for another opportunity. What is the next opportunity for Vance Joseph? Is another head coaching job, right? If you ask yourself, are you going to be playing rookies over veterans? Really ask yourself. You're a defensive coordinator. You want to get a head coaching job. That's the next step, right? You've done it before. You didn't do a good job. You're back in the defensive coordinator role, but you want to get back into that level, right? So you ask yourself, you got some rookies coming in that look promising. Would you play those rookies if they weren't superstars coming into the draft, those late round picks, right? To us as Cardinal fans, right now, we're like, hell yeah, we'll put them in there. But looking at it on the side of Vance Joseph, being that he wants to get a job, right? He wants to be able to get a coaching job. He's going to do everything in his favor or in his ability to play those veterans, because to him, in his mind, it gives him the best opportunity to A, make our defense look good, and B, get another head coaching job somewhere down the line. Everybody in this locker room has a complete different goal. at least in my mind. Vance Joseph wants to get promoted. Cliff Kingsbury at one point told us he wants to get an offensive coordinator or willing to give up his play calls. And now it seems like it's a mere thought. Kyler Murray is hurt for at least one more game. We have some fans thinking that Kyler Murray could have played, but he was refusing to play. So we got a lot of issues. We got a lot of issues for the Arizona Cardinals. A lot. And it's frustrating. It really is. Let me continue to get to these super chats here. We got Jason saying, I want to see DUI Kime and Knuckleberry gone. Yeah, man, me too. I keep refreshing my Twitter. Like, I keep refreshing it to see if I can get some sort of breaking news from Ian Rappaport or Adam Schefter. But looking at it right now, being that it's 11 o'clock, it might be the last thing in the mind of Michael Bidwell, because like that's just who he is, right? That's just who he is. Let me go ahead and get to Drama 1ER. What's up, brother? He says Colt McCooked. Colt McChicken. Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. It's bad, right? It's a bad situation that we're in right now as Cardinal fans. Let me see here. Jordan PSC says, go look at the latest tweet from Charles Robinson. It's a video on what Monday Night Crew said. Larry said, okay, yeah, I got you. Let's take a look here, ladies and gentlemen. We got another video to take a look into. And the reason why we're doing this, ladies and gentlemen, right? I want to make sure that everybody's fully aware of what am I trying to say? What the narrative is out there for the Arizona Cardinals, right? Like that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, we've been saying this forever now, right? We've been saying this for absolutely forever for the Arizona Cardinals. And it's just now people want to listen, right? Now people want to listen. Can you send a link to something specific? Because I'm on his, I don't have time to look through his entire feed. So if you could send me a link or something, maybe tag me on it. Jordan P, whenever you get a chance. All right, let's keep on with the let's keep it on with the super chats here. Double A Ron, what's up, brother? I appreciate you for being on yesterday's stream. He says these podcasts make my work enjoyable. Thank you. No, thank you. I truly, honestly, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Truly, I do. And I know a lot of people say that. I truly do mean it. 10:30 a.m. Arizona time. We are going to continue to do this at least Monday through Thursday, unless we have some breaking news, right? We're going to continue to do the short videos as well, because I know we have a lot of people that like the short videos. They don't like the podcast settings, but we're going to continue to rock and roll. So I appreciate the contribution. Thank you so very much. Yeah, I mean, it's where we're at, right? It's where we're at as an Arizona Cardinal fan base. So let's continue to look here on Twitter. I'm doing another refresh. I apologize, guys. I'm a little obviously distracted. I want to take a look and make sure that I'm not missing any breaking news that comes and happens. But let me ask you guys a serious question. Seriously, like really ask yourself, and I want your guys' opinion in the chat. Do you guys think this is going to happen? Do you think that the Arizona Cardinals will pull the trigger and fire Cliff Kingsbury or Steve Keim? Let me know in the chat. And a simple yes or no will be all that we're kind of looking out for on this stream right now. That's kind of what I'm asking for. It's kind of what I'm asking for right now. Do you think the Arizona Cardinals will truly get this, listen to their fans and get this job completed? It's a tweet under the pinned tweet. Okay, I appreciate you. Dylan says, I hope so. Nope, not yet. Robert says, no, yes, no. We're seeing a lot of no's. A lot of no's, a lot more no's than yes. I don't know, maybe for the next few games. Knowing this organization, we don't do anything and hopeful. Hey, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we're at, right? That's kind of where we're at. Let me see here. One second, y'all. I think I got... Okay, so it's going to be the one under the pinned tweet. I say right here. Gotcha. Okay, let's listen into this here real quick. This is going to be from, I believe it's on Charles Robinson's Twitter. Let's listen into this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. No, Eskins says that's wishful thinking, Mike. I know, man. We can't have nice things, right? We really can't. All right, let's go ahead and actually share the screen so we're listening to it real time together. So let me share my screen here real quick. So we're going to be listening into another thing from Charles Robinson. I'm going to make the screen bigger here soon, so give me 1 second. Let's listen in.
also really powerful was the episode the week before when you saw Colt's veteran leadership on display and the way he spoke to the team. So, Larry, let's start with you here. How have you seen the Cardinals respond to Colt in a way that maybe they hadn't before with Kyler?
Okay, good. I'm honestly glad that you pointed this out. Jordan P., thank you so very much for letting me know. I don't have ESPN coverage. I was only watching this on the local news. So Channel 5 here. So I wasn't able to see the ESPN coverage. So thanks for letting me know about this. I do have a super chat I want to get to real quick. Appreciate you, Jason. Thank you so very much, man. Appreciate you, brother. Let's continue to watch. This is on Larry Fitzgerald and what are his thoughts.
Well, I'm out here. The conversations with former teammates is glowing about his leadership. Leading meetings, taking the onus. If he makes a mistake, saying, "Look, that was on me. I'm gonna get it fixed." Like, that's a big part of being a leader. I mean, a lot of people talk about arm strength and speed and all of these things. At the end of the day, when you're playing quarterback in the National Football League, it's about leadership, about getting people and galvanizing them to be able to go out there and do the things that you as a team want to do. And Colt has done that. He's 3-1 as a starter. He's been very good with the football in terms of not putting them in positions where they can't be successful. And they need to continue to do that against really, really good defense.
He's not a student of the game, and he had talked about that speech with the team about every detail. If you're in the right spot, then I will get it to you. Has that always been the case?
Well, I've never played with Colt personally, but when I talk to AJ and I talk to DeAndre and I talk to guys, they say, man, his attention to detail is infectious. And if he comes up to you and says, "I need you to be 12 yards, come out that break," the ball's going to be there. And I rely on him. I understand that. I know I can trust him. And that's something that's so very important in this game, to be able to have trust.
Dang. Okay, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. I think it's a 4-minute clip. If you guys are interested, definitely go to Charles Robinson on Twitter to look at that post. But dang, just alone right there of what we've been hearing, just alone and what we heard right there. We heard a lot of glowing remarks from Larry Fitzgerald, right? Our guy, Larry Legend, saying a lot of glowing things about Colt McCoy. He even said he spoke to people like AJ Green and DeAndre Hopkins, saying things like, hey, the attention to detail, the leadership is infectious, stuff like that. And when you're kind of, obviously Larry Fitzgerald is going to be the last person to ever say anything bad about anybody, ever. And I think sometimes Arizona Cardinal fans or just fans in general hold true to what these players say to a T or what they don't say. Please keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that a lot of these people, a lot of these players looking for another job either within the NFL or maybe within broadcasting like Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is a class act. He's never going to throw anybody under the bus, ever. But he will say some glowing remarks to a Colt McCoy, which we ended up hearing today on this ESPN coverage. And to me, listening into it, obviously, he says a lot of great things about Colt McCoy, being that he's a leader, right? Attention to detail, making sure that he's going to be managing or owning that game plan and making sure that the wide receivers fully know in what's going on. I think we're definitely coming into a crossroads, right? We're coming into a crossroads for Arizona Cardinal fans right now because everybody seems to be either Team Kyler, Team Colt, Team Cliff, Team Keim. And I don't think it's that, right? I think it's bigger than that. I think that we're in a situation right now that there is so much bad everywhere. And Kyler does deserve some blame too, right? And I know that a lot of people kind of look to me and they're like, hey, Mike, you never say anything bad about Kyler. You never say anything blah, 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 blah. Here it is. And I have said it before in multiple other podcasts. It's just everybody doesn't watch every podcast. And I understand that. Kyler Murray has his flaws. 100%. Kyler Murray has its flaws. We've talked about leadership for years on this channel. I don't know if you guys remember, ladies and gentlemen, but we used to have a guy come on here, and he comes every frequent now. His name is Mark Jackson. Whenever Mark Jackson used to come on the streams, and this was years ago, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about 1 to 2 years ago. This is before this channel got, to where it's at right now, and it's still growing. Me and him used to kind of go back and forth in agreements with how we truly felt about Kyler Murray, right? The flaws of what we saw with Kyler Murray, and being that he sits there, right? Doesn't really kind of seem to take criticism, doesn't kind of really seem to take any coaching feedback, anything like that. So being that this might be a bigger story than we all, would anticipated, Like, we all knew this was going to come. We all knew that this was going to be a thing. Kyler Murray is a guy that has had everything work out for Kyler Murray. Everything. Coming down to his athletic ability, he has excelled in everything. Everything Kyler Murray has excelled in. So the moment that there is a rookie coach coming in and telling him you should do it this way, I can see that there is a pushback from a superstar quarterback like Kyler Murray. I can see it. I can see it happen. And now we're starting to see it more kind of opening our eyes, right? Or at least a lot of the fans out there that didn't believe us to begin with, right? A year or two ago. And I'm not trying to say, hey, I told you so, but like we were talking about this like a year or two ago. That there's no man-to-man connection with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray doesn't stare at Cliff Kingsbury and say, okay, got you. We're going to do this. We're going to get this done. It's like he listens to him, but he's not hearing him. It's the truth. And I know this topic offends so much people, right? This topic offends so much people because a lot of people like to clip little things that we see here and there from Kyler Murray, giving some handshakes, dabbing people up, getting very excited, stuff like that, saying, oh, what are you talking about? No leadership. Look at Kyler Murray. Look, Kyler Murray doing this, Kyler Murray doing that. He has leadership up the wazoo. Let me be very specific here, ladies and gentlemen. Kyler Murray is very good when things go right. When things go right, Kyler Murray is very good. When things go bad, when things go wrong, that's when we have the issue. When adversity hits, that's when we have the issue. Because Kyler Murray said it himself. He's not a rah-rah guy. He's not a guy that's going to be a rah-rah guy. He's a lead by example type of guy. And we all know now that Kyler Murray, when things don't go right, looks like Grumpy Cat. Looks like Grumpy Cat sitting on the sideline, yelling at everybody, telling everybody to calm the F down. We know it. We've seen it. It's just when things go right, things go very right. When things go wrong, things go very, very wrong for the Arizona Cardinals. And Kyler Murray isn't the guy to bring our team and wield them in that rah-rah moment. Now, we've seen some magic. Kyler Murray does have some magic if things go right, right? We saw an overtime win against the Raiders, but we know the Raiders are a dumpster fire. Every team we've beat so far in this year has been an absolute dumpster fire of an organization, or at least a team. We're the dumpster fire of an organization. I apologize. We beat teams that aren't good this year. The Raiders, the Rams, the Panthers. Those are the teams that we beat, right? There's one other team that we beat as well, and for some reason it's escaping me right now. I don't know who that fourth win's coming from for the Arizona Cardinals. I'll find out here right now. Every team we've beaten so far this year is, Saints. There you go, Saints. It is. Kyler Murray's got his flaws. Facts. 110%. You can't ignore that Kyler Murray's got his flaws. He does. Bam. Boom. Bam. Alex. Boom. No one tries to keep Kyler Murray in check. You know, the funny thing is because Cliff Kingsbury can't do it. And I think that's the big problem too, right? So like I said earlier, there's so many issues going on. Cliff is an issue. Keim is an issue. The offensive line is an issue. Kyler Murray is an issue, right? Everybody is an issue. The one person that we need to fix, the one person that we need to get right, the one person is Kyler Murray. And if Cliff Kingsbury can't get Kyler Murray right, then why is Cliff Kingsbury here? That's your job. Your job is to get into the head of this young man, regardless of how pouty he is, regardless of how he's not paying attention to you. That's your job, to get him better. That's your job. That's your head coach job. Get our franchise quarterback to a level of what we can make him become. And he's failing. No one tries to keep. Yeah, exactly. You're 100% right. Cliff doesn't do it. I feel like everybody's scared of him. Why? I don't know. You're right on it. The one job is to get Kyler Murray right, and Cliff has not got Kyler Murray right. We know Kyler Murray has regressed, and he has regressed badly. Badly, he has regressed. Let's get over here to Drama 1ER1. He says, get rid of Cliff Dingleberry and Keim. We need to continue to do it, y'all. It's the truth of the nature. We need to continue to let our voices be heard on the Twitter world, in the Instagram world, in the Facebook world. If you do something like that, I mean, we got to continue to do it. A lot of people don't want to talk about the Cardinals when we lose. It's the truth of the nature. We got to continue to talk about him. Cliff ain't it. Is Cliff's hands tied behind his back because of what, Keim put out there? Yeah, possibly. Right? Is Cliff's, hands tied behind his back because of the injury? Yeah. I mean, yeah, nobody's saying that the injuries weren't a big deal. Nobody's saying that. The fact of the matter is that Cliff Kingsbury needs to fix Kyler, and he has yet to do it. Kyler Murray's been getting injured because the offensive line, it's all a circle. It's all a vicious circle that affect each other. This loss doesn't hurt any less. It doesn't. To me, nah. This loss hurts more. You know why? Because we're not doing anything about it. That's why this loss hurts more for me as an Arizona Cardinal fan. This loss hurts more for me because the Arizona Cardinals are not doing anything about it. Yes, we've been through the ringer, right? As Arizona Cardinal fans, we're used to it. We shouldn't be used to it, right? We shouldn't be having to be that person that's getting abused in a relationship. We shouldn't be used to it. Got to stand up and make a fight. Cliff ain't it. It's just as simple as that. God bless him in his endeavors. I can only imagine he's going to be getting a college job or college head coaching job that's going to pay him very well because he comes from the NFL. That's fine. Now you have the Arizona Cardinals and the NFL in your resume. Bro, you will be fine, Cliff. Trust me. But as of right now, you're not the guy that's going to be getting us wins. You're not the guy that's going to get us Super Bowls. It's just not going to happen. We have my guy Zane saying, yes, the root of problems is Bidwell. I 100% agree. I think we need to save up money to hire a private investigator, ladies and gentlemen. Hire a private investigator and see if we can get some dirty laundry on our boy Michael Bidwell, because as of right now, it honestly does seem like we ain't going anywhere. It's going to be the same thing over and over again. We stop. We need to continue. Continue to go with what we're doing. Hashtag fire Keim, hashtag fire Cliff, if that's your poison. Boy, one thing that we would do, honestly, one thing that would spark this fan base back up again is if we hire Sean Payton. I see you there in the comments there, Dylan. If we hire Sean Payton, that would spark this fan base again. But if you think about it, Sean Payton wants every single thing, right? He wants to be the GM. He wants to make the decisions. He's going to be the head coach. He wants everything. Can Michael Bidwell relinquish that power? Steve Keim has a lot of power. Is he going to be able to do it? And that's one thing that I fear, that he's not going to be able to. Although we all want Sean Payton, although we know what's best for our organization, because with what he thinks is best for the organization hasn't worked. It's never worked. The Arizona Cardinals are not a good organization. They're a dumpster fire. It's bad. It's bad, y'all. It's bad. Dan Bickley just wrote, oh, did he really? I got to listen into it. Honestly, that's one guy that I really do like a lot. He gets a lot of flack from a lot of people. Dan Bickley from 98.7, but boy, I'm telling you right there, that guy does it right. He's the only one that speaks for the fans. Everybody else is in the pocket of the Arizona Cardinals. Just like that Hard Knocks controversy right now of the new episode coming out tomorrow saying, oh, we got the footage about Eno and now we don't have the footage about Eno. Like, it's just absolutely bogus, man. It's bogus. Mikey says, I don't see Sean Payton coming here. I see him. Yeah, I mean, you might be right. I heard that, somewhere in California, I even heard the Cowboys, being that the Cowboys are winning, I don't see Mike McCarthy leaving, and the Chargers are leaving as well, or the Chargers are doing good, so I don't see them firing their coach unless they absolutely get destroyed in the end of the season. But the Arizona Cardinals are looking for a head coach. Like, why not get somebody, right, like Sean Payton? If Sean Payton comes out and tells you that Kyler Murray is the problem, you know how many people will listen? You know what I mean? If Sean Payton came out here and been as the head coach for the Arizona Cardinals and said, I can't coach Kyler Murray, he is the problem, you know how many people will listen? Oh, buddy. People would listen. 100% people will listen. Then we don't have to worry about Kyler's doing this, just Sean Payton. You proved it. You know what you've done. You got a Super Bowl win. That's what we're looking for as an Arizona Cardinal fan base. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, I mean, yesterday wasn't a good game for anybody. Legit. Like, Jimmy G had one of his best games out there. Congratulations, Arizona Cardinals. He was 20 out of 29, 228 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Wild. Absolutely wild. It's wild. With what we've seen so far, Jimmy G looked like Tom Brady out there. Colt McCoy came out 24 to 34, 218 yards, 1 interception. Trace McSorley, the same thing, 6 out of 10, 59 yards, 1 interception. James Conner got the ball 14 times, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. But everything else was just, obviously Greg Dortch and DeAndre Hopkins got busy. But we know that, right? We know that. It's wild, y'all. So far with what the chat is saying, and I'm not seeing anything here on the comments below. I'm not seeing any comments here pertaining to anything happening. I'm only assuming nothing's going to happen. It's wild, y'all. We're here. We're here as a fan base, y'all. We're here as a fan base. Let's take it to the comments here. We got about 8 to 7 minutes left. Let's read what the comments are saying here in the comments. I appreciate all 120 of you guys in the chat right now. If you guys haven't done so already, definitely do me one huge favor. Smack the like button. If you guys are watching me like this, flip that over. Or if you're watching me like this, flip it over. Go ahead and smack the like button and bring it back. Helps out the algorithm and helps out other people that are looking for a home, that are therapy session that wants to come through. So definitely smack the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Let's listen into the comments and let's see what you guys are saying there. Let's see what Scott T has to say. He says, I love Budda, but he had probably the worst game of his career last night. Missed several tackles and blue coverages several times. Where'd it go? Dang it. It was tough to watch. Yeah, I mean, definitely Budda can't be 100% all the time, right? We don't know what his ankle is, right? He rushed himself when he should have been gone 2 or 3 weeks. So, I don't think technically we should have even had Budda in this game if he actually sat out. I'm not mad at him. Let's go with Ian. He says, we stuck with Murray, whether we like it or not. He needs to grow up. No coach or person can do that to him. Okay, so talking to people. Jordan B said, Sean Payton doesn't want to come to this dumpster fire of an organization with no winning culture and no clue on how to draft. Let's see here. I think a lot of people are just kind of going back and forth in the chat. Let's see what Michael says. I know it was a home game with our banners, but definitely was a 49. Yeah, facts, Michael. Yeah, definitely. This was supposed to be a home game for the Arizona Cardinals. It was supposed to be, but the percentage to Arizona Cardinal fans to 49er fans, it was 80% plus. I think it was 82% 49er fans. That's nuts. That's nuts. 82% of fans. That's nuts. That's nuts. Arizona Cardinal fans, man, they don't want to show up, and that's fine. I mean, you do you, right? It's your money. You spend it the way you want to spend it. But if we do it that way, we need to do the same thing at State Farm. Can't show up. We got to riot, man. Not riot, but we gotta ban this damn organization because it's bad right now. We got Dominic saying hire Eric Bieniemy. I do like that option as well. I still don't know why Eric Bieniemy is still available. I'm curious to figure out why. But I mean, obviously we'll look more into it, but we have Cliff right now, as of right now. Let's see here. Victor says the organization is in shambles. Facts. What's up, Sean? He says, I'm good with Kyler retiring to play baseball at this point. It's that bad, man. Yeah, it's that bad. We're even starting to question our quarterback, right? Like, there really isn't a bright spot right now. It isn't. So for the people that are saying, oh, you're wrong because of Colt McCoy, he sucks. Oh, you're wrong because Kyler Murray sucks. Oh, you're wrong. Cliff Kingsbury had nobody. Oh, you're wrong. But we're all in the same boat right now, y'all. It is what it is. Ian says, Mike, would you consider doing a mass protest at the stadium? I would, but like, if you really think about it, like, it's so hard to wrangle people in, to coordinate something that big, and then B, to be able to, I'm not saying try to control that many people, but if you really think about it, like, the amount of people that are going to be there if we were to do something like this, like, I don't want it to fall back on me if something happens, right? Like, if something was broken, if a street sign was knocked down, if stuff like that, like, there's no way for me to control my environment with all that people. So, like, to me, like, I'm just going to do it myself. And I get it. It's not that, it's not that effective with one person, but like, if we continue to just go out there and just do it, right? Hold signs, stuff like that for 20, 30 minutes, I think the organization will get that, but I definitely don't want it to come back to me, pertaining to, like, if anything would happen, if that makes sense. No F's given says, Mike, what can we do to make Fire, Kime, and Cliff? I'm tired of losing, tired of, I mean, all we can do right now, social media is a powerful platform. It really is. And I know a lot of people don't think it is, but social media is a very powerful platform. It is. Just keep doing that. Keep doing it. Trust me. Like, literally, the Arizona Cardinals YouTube literally had to cancel the chat because of how many people were telling them fire Kime, fire Cliff. Like, that was a crazy amount of people saying it, that they had to close their chat down. Like, they know that the fan base is pissed off. They know that the fan base isn't happy. Like, they're fully aware of it. So, like, just keep doing it right now, right? I think maybe it will come to a point like that. Maybe I can get 20, 30 people together, maybe something like that. I don't know if I can get any more, like, or I want to get a bigger group than that. But as of right now, it's TBD. But you know how it is, right? All the adults in here in the chat, you know how it is, right? To try to gather so many people. And if something happens, then it falls back into, like, the ringleader. And I don't want that in my life. So, let's continue with the chat here. We got AZ Card says, make the protest peaceful and not break anything for, well, I mean, that's the thing, right? I know that. I know that. I can't control people. And that's the problem. Vince says, Mike, that's the interns reading stuff. We need Michael Bidwell's ear. No, and I agree 100%. Well, that's the thing. Like, Michael Bidwell knows too. Like, it's foolish to think that, like, I'm not telling you you're foolish, right? Vince, I'm not saying you're foolish, but Michael Bidwell knows. Michael Bidwell is not blind to what's happening right now. And if he is, boy, he shouldn't be an order. You know what I mean? Like, it would be stupid for him to not know what the Cardinal fans are saying. Now, whether he's going to agree with the Cardinal fans or not, he has to know what's going on. It's not like he's in a bubble. You know what I mean? It's not like he's on a bubble. He has to know. So whether he does it or he doesn't do it, that's a topic for a different day. But as of right now, he has to know what people are saying. Now, why he's giving this long of a leash to Cliff and to Kime is I'm only assuming is because that stupid contract extension that they ended up giving him to, and they honestly shouldn't have given those contract extensions out. And we talked about it. The moment I placed that video out there, that was the worst thing that the Arizona Cardinals could have done. And now, in hindsight, it looks pretty bad giving Kyler an extension as well, right? So, and I know I was pretty gung-ho about giving Kyler an extension. I was. I'm going to say that right now. Now it looks pretty stupid, but I think the most stupider ones were Cliff and Kime. So, I mean, that's kind of where we are at this very moment. So let's do this. We are hitting the hour part at the hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I am going to continue to give you guys news as best as I possibly can, as fast as I possibly can see it come through. If we do see anything, obviously I'll keep you guys in the loop. Right now we're sitting at 11:30 a.m. AZ/Mountain Time. Nothing's been said from the Arizona Cardinals, but we'll just have to kind of wait and play the waiting game. Continue to do with what we're saying. Hashtagging it up. It's the best thing to do, at least at this very moment, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. It's been a pleasure speaking to everybody. Have a great rest of your day. And as always, go Cards.